what I would do is I would look at my last couple of weeks and I would go, like, I did really well in these things. How did I do really well? And like you said, I realized that family is important. What you might realize as well is that you're willing to do more for others than yourself usually. All these kind of things. And then I'll be like, right, which of these things can I adopt to make it a success? So for example, I found one day that if I could start doing writing, creative writing after Fajr, like it worked really well. So then I made that as one of my practices that I'm going to start doing that from now on. So this is what I'm trying to get you to do. The way you described the last few weeks is that they were really good, they were really positive, a lot of good things happened, and a lot of things went well. So I would actually use that as a learning experience and go, right, what went well? How did it go well? What do I need to change about the future? Okay, so that's step one of what I would do. Step two, a lot of what you kept saying was focusing on forever. I know it's going to be a struggle forever. I know I'm never going to be able to stop worrying forever. It was all forever. And I really feel like forever is the opposite of greatness. I think what we need to do is don't focus on forever or always going to. Okay? What you need to focus on is actually this moment. What you need to focus on is this day. So what you should be doing is you should be taking one moment at a time. You should be taking one day at a time. So rather than saying, I'm going to need to struggle with sin forever, which feels very heavy, right? You need to focus just on this moment. In this moment, just this one moment on my own, alone, this is the only moment that I need to do this in. And that's always ever the case, that you're always only in this one present moment. You don't know if you have forever. You don't know if you have 50 more years. May Allah bless you. You don't know if you have 50 more days or 50 minutes. So there's no point worrying about 50 years of struggling and pain and playing that in your head of 50 years I'm going to struggle with this. Just focus on this one moment. And I feel that a lot of people who are great, that's what they do. They focus on the here and now, this present moment, and that's what they kind of like go really big on. Right? So I would say don't focus on forever, focus on the moment, focus on the day that you're doing. And then what I would say is that I would try and make the day a win. And I have big win days and I have small win days. So for example, a big win day would be like, if I'm going and I'm praying Fajr in the masjid and then I'm like doing my work after it, adhkar, and then I actually do Quran, I do all these things that I would do, I would consider that a win. But then there's other days. So for example, let's say like next week I'm probably going to be traveling. When I'm traveling, I don't have that routine, right? When I'm traveling, it's very different. So my routine might go from reading pages of Quran to just reading a few ayahs of Quran, okay? But I still consider that a win because I'm in a very different situation. I'm not in my natural home. I'm not in my own area, all that stuff. I'm moving around. I'm tired. I'm all this. But still, I'm like, these are the bare minimums. So for my daily routines and daily wins, I have two. I have the normal standard one, which I would do if I'm comfortable in my house, in my own place. And then there's that one when things are like very hectic. I'm traveling. Other things are going on. It's a much more shortened, easier version. But it's still a win. Okay, and it's still like, at least I still got to make dua to Allah. At least I still got to read some Quran. Even if it was one ayah, at least I did something, right? So maybe you might want to think about what are the big win days for you, what are the small win days. And then I think starting the morning with these positive things, they're always going to help you to have a win day. And so there might be a day where I do read Quran, I do go to the masjid, I do these basic things, but then I have a terrible day in terms of productivity. And obviously that could be painful and that's not good and it's not something you should do consistently. But the truth is, at the end of the day, all that matters is the akhirah. So if I have a good day in terms of the akhirah and for Allah, which is actually a lot of that is, I would say, hugely in your control, then you can have a win day every day, really.